Yo, what's up guys? It's Keaton from Me and Korean. Today I'm doing a deck profile that's kind of a weird deck. It's kind of a Vendread Shaddoll deck, so it's basically like zombies plus Shaddolls. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's a pretty fun deck. Like I've just been like, I kind of put it together and then changed like 10 or 15 cards in it that weren't in there before, and this deck is pretty fun. Like honestly, like I haven't really tested like dueling book, but I kind of like tested hands like in real life, like just shuffle up, open 5 cards, see what happens, and try to make the best board I can. And honestly, you can make some pretty insane boards with this. You're not summoning the Vendread or Rivendread dude all that often, but you definitely can summon him. And when you do summon him, you pretty much win. Because the ritual spell is like a Return of the Dragon Lord, so it's pretty fun. Let's go and take a look at it. 2 of the Revenged Slayer. If you don't know what this guy does, basically, here, let me just read it to you verbatim. Once we battle, if this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, it's a quick effect. You can banish the zombie monster from the grave, and it gains 300 attack. And if this ritual summon monster would be sent to the graveyard, you could add a ritual spell. So any ritual spell, you could add a Necroz's ritual spell if you want, but any ritual spell, and then you foolish a Vendread monster. So you either send another copy of himself or one of these next 2 that I'm gonna show you. So this is like the main boss monster next to like Window. Then 2 of the Hound. This one, whenever you use it, keep in mind both of these Vendread dudes, you have to be like ritual them from the field. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, like it can be good, just like depending on your hand. It honestly just depends on your hand every time. But this dude, whenever you use him to ritual, you can gain the effect on the ritual dude to banish one of your opponent's spells or traps during either player's turn, which is pretty good. And they also have like effects like when they're on the field and they die by like battle or card effect, then you can special them and banish them when they leave. So it's pretty good, I guess. And then 2 of this dude. This is basically the exact same thing as the Hound, except for when you use it to ritual on the field, you can gain the effect to banish a monster, a special summon monster on your opponent's side of the field. So yeah, they're pretty good. You should play all of them in 2-ofs. They might go up depending on what the next ritual cards are, or support monsters or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Vendread monsters. Then for the zombies, we play 3 solitaire. You should play this card just because like it's a free Omega, and you can like summon this, make the Omega hit a card out of your opponent's hand, and then activate Shaddoll Fusion and summon a Window. So your opponent's down to like 5 cards to have to deal with the Window. Or you could just like leave it on field after you make like a Decode Talker with Gofu or something, and then you could just you can make the decode, then normal summon this, and then make the Omega, and then let it stick so you can put back the Mizuki. So it's pretty good. Then we play 3 Mizuki, obviously. The Earth part comes in later with the Shaddolls. Then 2 Unizombie. This card is probably the best card in the deck, honestly. Because you could foolish anything. Like you could foolish the Vendread dudes. You could foolish this dude. And then just like ritual him back, which is like pretty insane. And like the level manipulation can also be used in summoning this dude. So it's pretty good. And also if you use the effective discard from hand to level something up, then you can, and use a Shaddoll, then you can trigger their effects, which is insane. So this is probably the best one, but still just playing as a 2-of, just because you don't really want to draw it. You mainly want to draw like the solitaire. So, and then 1 Falco. This is for the Shaddolls. 1 Falco. This one, when it's foot face up, you can special a Shaddoll from the grave and face down defense. And when it's sent to if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, then you can special summon yourself and face down defense. And you can only activate each effect, or 1 effect per turn. Sorry. Then Hedgehog. When he's sent to the grave by a card effect, you add a Shaddoll monster, and when he's flip face up, you add a Shaddoll spell or trap, which is pretty good. Then we play 2 Skolmata. This is basically another copy of any of them. Whenever he's sent to the grave by a card effect, you can foolish another Shaddoll card. So you can send like the fusions if you want. If you want to play Core, you can, but I think Core sucks, honestly, just because you have to like set it, and like if it gets cosmic, like you have to have that El Shaddoll fusion to back it up. So this is just basically another copy of each of them. So yeah. And then 1 Dragon. This is the MST. Oh, and when he's flip face up, you destroy a monster. This one, Dragon, when he's sent from the deck to the grave, he's an MST, and then when he's foot face up, you compulse, pretty much. And then 2 beasts. This is the one that you can like cut down because you play Squamata. This one, whenever it's sent from the deck to the grave, you draw a card. So it's basically just like a draw card. So like if you activate Shaddoll Fusion and you send Squamata and like Falco, you special the Falco, which basically gets your card back, and then the Squamata turns into this. So basically you use the Shaddoll Fusion to get the monster, use this to get it back, and then set it for next turn, and then you use this to draw a card, which is used off the Squamata, which is insane. And if you use this all from deck because they have an extra monster, it's even better. But you can cut this down if you want and like cut up or bump Squamata up if you want. Like it's honestly up to you, but I feel like this is the best. Then you play 3 Gofu. Usually side one of these out. I would assume that you would side one of these out going second, just because like you're not really setting up that many boards that easily. Besides like Shaddoll Fusion. But this card, you just special summon it. You can make Decode. If you open this and this level 3, or I guess Hedgehog, then you can special summon this. Use the 2 Gofu tokens to make a 2 Link Spiders. Use the Link Spiders to make a Mischievous Radiant, and then you can normal summon this to make a Omega, which is pretty good. It's better than just like making Decode Pass, so it's something better. Then 3 Ash. You could play Ogre or like, I don't know, Drone Lock if you want, but I hate losing to Max C and getting Max Seed, so I play this card in every deck right now except for if I were to play like a Demise deck. And then speaking of that card, Max Seed, if you draw it, you win. Then for the spells, you play 2 Vendread Origin. This card is like a Return of the Dragon Lords. If your dude would die, you could just banish it to protect it. And then it has another effect that you have to use them from the field to get the effect. I mean, that's mainly like the monster's effect, but just like keep it in mind. And you could also like, it's basically like a Cycle and a Necros Mirror combined. So you could like bring him back from the grave, or you can banish zombies from the grave. So it's either or, it's kind of both. And then right now I'm only playing 1 pre-prep, just because like the deck doesn't like completely revolve around summoning the Vendread right now. It's kind of just like there, and if you can get it off, you do, and just like summon, start poking, and they can't really get over it. But the main thing is like getting Winda and like Decode on field, or like Omega Decode, or Omega Winda Decode if your hand's that insane. So we're just playing this card at 1 right now. When more of them come out, more rituals, because it doesn't specify like the Vendread ritual, it just says any Vendread ritual monster, then this is definitely going at 3, so pick this card up now. I think it got reprinted, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. Then for the Shaddoll spells, you play 3 Shaddoll Fusion and 1 L Fusion. I still play 1 L just for like OTKs, like if you can't get it off, like ritual summoning this and summoning a Winda, or like a Grista or a Shekinaga or something, and like a Decode, like if your hand's that insane. And this card is just so free, like just activating this and your opponent like has to have the warning, otherwise this card is going off, and you're just like summoning this for free. And unless they have a Whiptail, which they more than likely do, but I'll show you the next card, or a few cards down that can out the Whiptail, you're basically like plus 2ing on them, I think, just like depending on what you send, and you can like use Dragon to hit the back row to like bait out a strike, and then just like normal summon a Solitaire or something. I don't know, like it just kind of depends on the hand. But yeah, we play these 3. I'd probably side this out going second, but it kind of just depends on what you're playing against. Then we play 3 Desires. Shout out to the reprint. You play this card just because like you like playing with your first turn with 6 card hands, and if you're going second, you like playing with 7 card hands, just because like you don't really care about what you banish in this deck, because like if you open 6 or 7 cards going first, like you can pretty much always make like establish a board, so it's pretty good. And obviously like every time you activate this, you're gonna draw at least 1 Desires, or just open 2 and then have to activate it anyway. And this is the card that's out to Whiptail, because that's like really the only card that this deck like kind of loses to, and it's 3 Chalice. So basically like you could establish a window, and they're like normal summon Whiptail, overlay, make a Dryden, enter battle phase, declare attack, and then battle step, activate another Whiptail, so they go up to 24. and you could enter Damage Step, and you could chalice their Trident with 2 Whiptails. So they use 2 Whiptails already, so they have to draw the 3rd or Tinky it or something to get over this again. And they're still like losing a monster again. So this is basically like a neg 1 for them if they do that, or if they just like normal summon Whiptail overlay and then try to crash, then you're still doing this anyway, so it's like a 1-for-1. So yeah, this card's insane. And it's like extremely versatile, like going first and second. So like you could play around the Whiptail either way. And then 1 Soul Charge, Kodke, Anime, or whatever. This card's just so free. Like there's so many hands that you could open. That's like you're ending with like Omega, Winda, and like Proxy Dragon, Decode, like just something insane like that. Foolish, it just interacts with like every card in the deck. Like this is basically like an upstart if you send like Beast or Squamata Beast, so it's pretty good. 2 Twin, you just need it to play around back row. For the extra deck, play 3 Winda. This is the one you're mainly going to be going to, like in the entire extra deck. So you just want to play 3. If you don't know what it does, it's basically can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So if you like Dark Hole or something, if you play Dark Hole, then this does die. But and both players can only special summon once during either player's turn. So like they could like return on their turn and then draw and then return again, something like that. And then you can only special summon once. So like use your 1 special summon wisely. So yeah, this card's pretty good. 2 Shekinaga. You play 2 because it's like an insane interaction with like Foolishing a Mizuki. That's like the only Earth that I know of that's in the deck. But just summoning that and like putting this in defense, like it's insanely hard to get over. So yeah, especially against Zoo. And then they have to have either a Trap to Tribute in the True Draco deck, or a Masterpiece plus the Field Spell to get over this. So it's pretty good. And you could just like Twin Twister it if you have it. It kind of depends. 1 Grista. This is the last one that you could actually make in the deck. You could send a Solitaire that you could like Soul Charge back, or if you're like really struggling with a field, you could use Ash or something. I don't recommend using Ash, but you could. But yeah, this one's pretty good. 1 Dweller. This is the only Exceed that we play. This is probably the best like 2 Exceed that's out right now. That's like or rank 4 besides like any zoos. Because those require like playing at least 2 like Bull Dryden or something. And there's nothing to really search off Bull in here. Then for the Synchros, we play 1 Omega, 1 Scarlight, and then 1 Spark. I'll explain Spark in a second, but these 2, they're pretty much like the best ones to make. If you don't want to play this card or don't have it, then you can play either Stardust or another Omega. I was looking for my other Omega, I just couldn't find it. So yeah, I'm just testing these out right now. This one's obvious, like definitely play at least 1. But this card I'm testing right now, and once I play against like more decks and get more interactions, I'll let y'all know. But you could definitely OTK with this card. And then 2 Link Spider, which is pretty obvious because we play Gofu. 1 Decode, 1 Misius, mainly because you can use these to make it. And then the final extra monster we play is Proxy Dragon, which is the newest one. So this is why I say the Spark. I'm not really sure how this works. Like if somebody could like confirm this in the comments for me. But if you have like say this is your monster zone, if you have a Proxy Dragon, say a decode right here pointing to the Proxy Dragon, and you summon a Stardust Spark and pointing to the Proxy Dragon, and say you pass turn and your opponent enters draw phase, you activate Spark Dragon to protect itself, and then your opponent's like activate Dark Hole. I'm not 100% on this, don't quote me on this, please somebody like answer this in the comments. I'll start asking around and leave it in the description, so if I do get an answer, check the description, but if not, just like talk amongst yourselves if this does work or not. If not, then play Stardust or another Omega over this. But I'm pretty sure that you can activate Proxy Dragon to protect. I mean, it doesn't activate, it's like Return to Dragon Wars, but you can protect your entire board because of this. People were saying that you couldn't do it with like say that this is here. You couldn't be like they'd be like Dark Hole, and then you could use this to protect this and destroy this instead, because this was already marked for destruction. So you can't use a monster that's marked for destruction to destroy or to prevent something else from dying, if that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure because it already resolved that this card isn't dying by card effect this turn, that you can do it. But don't quote me on that. Please like ask your local judge or something how they rule it, and I'll probably ask at the next event I go to and see how that works. When I do, it'll definitely be in the comments. So yeah. Yeah, so that was the deck. Thank you guys for watching. It's a really fun deck. I like testing hands with it. I'll probably take it to like locals or something and test it out, or like give it to somebody and have them play in like a side event or something and let me know what it does. But yeah, this deck's pretty fun. When it gets more support, I think it's gonna be a lot better. I don't play the trap. I honestly don't think it's that good. But it's a random seeker that's like $5, so it must do something, I guess. But yeah, that was the deck. Thank you guys for watching. Here's to new support, I guess, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.